Mason, this podcast episode is actually brought to you by a different podcast episode.
Huh.
Make of that
How
what
dare
you will.
they?
I know. They made us do it. Filthy Casuals, we've been talking about it the last few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
They're a video game podcast where they talk about video games, aren't they?
To an extent, sure.
In
They're like us in the sense that we'll talk about movies and comic books and TV shows to an extent.
Right.
Do we know the most about them? No.
That being said, they're generally across the new releases.
That's true.
Like each one of them will kind of pick a game and they'll be like, well, I'm going to talk about Titanfall. I'm going to talk about Everybody's Gone to the Rapture, which is apparently shit.
I thought you were going to say Everyone Loves Raymond, the video game.
There was a Home Improvement video game, and I imagine it'd be like that. Do you remember
Yeah.
that? It's weird side-scrolly
They were
thing.
all- yeah, they were all
You fight a
side-scrolling.
buzzsaw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're carrying a buzzsaw.
Right,
And
right.
you fight a buzzsaw. Throw buzzsaws.
I bet it's good.
What are we talking about?
I don't know, Filthy Casuals.
Oh, yeah, they're great.
Yeah, obviously they're friends of yours. Maybe even friends of mine one day,
Oh, one
Mason.
day.
That's the
Oh,
dream,
that
isn't
isn't
it?
it, though?
But yeah, well, I'll link it below. It's well worth checking out if you have any, even a passing interest in video games.
Well, I barely play any video games at all, and I only listen every week.
Same, Mason. Same.
That sounds like a very unconvincing promo, but it's actually true.
Oh, speaking of, this Thursday, another
Yes.
quick promo. We're paying ourselves for this one.
Nice.
Our Caravan of Garbage Star Wars season begins.
Great.
A trilogy
Ooh.
leading up to Rogue One.
What's that?
The biggest movie of the year potentially, or maybe not, depending if people know when it's set or what it is.
What is it, though?
It's like imagine a war, like a regular war.
Yep.
It's a Star Wars, Mason. It's the biggest bloody Star Wars movie of the year, or the only one
A
of
what
the
wars?
the only one of the
He's back. The guy who doesn't know what Star Wars is. He's back, baby. What?
So we're going to be doing a comic, some kind of something in video format, maybe a movie or a TV show, and then a video game episode.
Nice.
And there's also extended audio versions of those. They'll be going up at the exact same time. Pick your poison. You can jump back and forth, or just stick to the one.
There's no poison, just FYI.
They're
listeners.
all regular. You can drink all of them.
Yep.
As much as you want.
man.
Every Thursday. That's in addition to this podcast and my regular videos. But that's on my YouTube channel, and I'll link that below if you want to check that out. Oh yeah, they'll go up a little bit earlier on Patreon, but you don't have to. Like they're going up regardless.
Live your life,
You're
man.
seeing me that way.
Yeah.
All right, Mason. Enough.
All right, Filthy Casuals on iTunes. The other thing we said is on YouTube.
Yes.
Nice.
Star what? No, that's you, isn't it? That's
Yeah.
your thing.
Red hot comic book movie news, shooting up your butthole. The Weekly Planet, the Weekly Planet.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Weekly Planet, official podcast of comicbookmovie.com, where we talk movies, comics, TV shows. My name is James, also known as Mr. Sunday. With me, as always, is my co-host, Nick Mason.
Star Wars.
Oh, Jesus.
Star
He's
Wars?
carried it over.
Yep. Don't know what it is.
I don't think there is any... Oh, no, there is some Star Wars news this week. Do you want it straight up?
Yeah, let's get it straight up.
Okay. Emilia Clarke...
Tell me what Star Wars is, and then tell me the news
How do you
related to Star
explain
Wars.
Star Wars to somebody who's never seen Star Wars? Everybody has... It's like a... Because it's a cultural reference. It's a touchstone...
Isn't it, though?
Of pop culture. How do you explain that particular thing? It's like explaining a tree. Or something... Like a better example. Do you know what I mean? Like a better example of a thing.
Like a shrub. A shrubbery.
Yeah, that's a much better example.
Isn't it, though? Yeah.
Yeah. But Emilia Clarke from Game of Thrones,
Yep.
she's Daenerys Targaryen. She's been cast in the Han Solo movie.
Han Solo.
Yeah, she is going to be Han Solo. Lady Han Solo.
Ooh.
No, we don't know in what role in particular, but sure, she's
Cool.
good. She wasn't the best Sarah Connor. I don't think she was right for that role.
All right. Well, all right. Okay. If we're going to rank Sarah Connors, who've also been in Game of Thrones,
Sure, she's second.
she's second. Wow. Not even number one.
Didn't you see? Did you see
Sarah
any-
Connor Chronicles?
Yeah, I thought
Sure, I did.
Lena Headey was good.
Yeah,
I
that
thought
was
she was
fun,
a good
yeah.
Sarah Connor. Yeah, no, I just didn't think it didn't really work for me. But a lot of that movie didn't work, Mason. I don't really think that's on her. But no, I think it's great. Any speculation? You're a big fan of Star Wars lore. You know, you read all of the books and the comics, and you've read everything that came before that's now gone to Legends. Speculation time, Mason.
Oh, who's she going to be?
Yeah.
Young Princess Leia, but they don't meet. Or they do meet, they briefly cross paths. A bloody bet.
I doubt it.
No, I reckon
You
it
reckon?
is. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Because also he's a lot older than her. Like he's like 10 years older than Princess Leia.
Uh-huh.
So I think Princess Leia would be like 14, 12 to 14. In
She
this
can
movie.
play 14.
She couldn't.
Also, nobody cares about the timelines.
That's
you know
true.
what I mean?
I think people do actually. I think people care immensely about the timelines.
Oh, I mean, I don't care.
Oh, you don't
I
care? Yeah, no, that's probably more accurate. Yeah.
Or also, casting people don't care about the timelines is probably the more accurate.
Somebody's brought up that 11, the girl who played 11 in Stranger Things,
Uh-huh.
should play young Princess Leia if they
Okay.
need her. I can see it. If you see the comparison, they both look close enough like each other where that is completely passable.
Well, I was just going to say, I feel now that the Star Wars casting people certainly have a type now.
What do you mean?
Felicity Jones, Daisy Ridley.
Oh, right. Now,
Amelia Clark.
yeah, good point. You think there's somebody in charge who just loves brunettes, loves sassy brunettes?
Yep.
Okay, then. So you're saying mix it up. Mix it up, Hollywood, for once in your life.
That's right.
Stop casting brunette women.
Bit of diversity. Speaking of, can we go to the Ghost in the Shell news?
Oh, you've had enough Star Wars, have
No,
you?
do you have more Star Wars?
No, that's it.
Okay.
Just this happened just after we finished the show last week, or maybe a day after. Who fucking cares, Mason?
It was minutes after. It was literally minutes.
Ghost in the Shell got a brand new trailer.
Well, it was, you know what, because it was so soon afterwards, because we talked about the teaser, I think,
Yes.
last week. And as soon as we stopped recording, I went, oh, did I watch the wrong one? And I spoke with some authority on the wrong thing.
Okay, fair enough. But we did finally see it.
Yeah.
What did you think
Looks
of it?
great.
Yeah.
Except for that
Weird effect.
decloaking effect, which looks real cheap and awful. It looks like a snippet from a music video from like 10 years
Like a
ago.
Michael Jackson music video.
Yeah, maybe,
Where
yeah.
he turns into a leopard or something.
That's, yeah, exactly right. Yeah.
Sure. No, I can understand that. But the rest of it, what a spectacular looking movie.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to
And
it.
it's a what I found most interesting, I think, about that clip, about the trailer, is it's a world in which all advertising has become giant people on top of buildings.
And big holographic fish.
Yeah,
Back to the Future 2 paved the way with Jaws 34 or whatever that was.
that's true.
Yeah. But here's a question for you. You've seen Ghost in the Shell. I know
Correct.
you have because we watched it together once. On a VHS perhaps, or maybe a DVD. Who
Would have
knows?
been VHS, I think.
I don't think so. It would have been the mid-2000s. I would have said it was a DVD. It's not relevant. But look, email in if you have an opinion on what we watched it on.
If you have some authority on what we watched Ghost in the Shell on, I maintain it was VHS. I reckon we're probably having a throwback Thursday.
Sure.
It's like, check this out, baby, and I rattled the VHS. You can't rattle a DVD.
You really can't.
Doesn't feels
you can
good to
break
rattle.
it up and put it in the case and rattle it.
That's
but,
true.
Are you going to watch the original Ghost in the Shell before going to see this?
Ooh, I'd not thought about it till just now.
Yeah.
No.
Me too. Because I barely remember it. Probably because it was such a scratchy VHS copy.
Yeah.
But or DVD. No, I want to kind of go in kind of fresh. I don't want to watch it and then go and sit and be like, oh, that's different. Oh, I don't like that.
Yeah,
oh,
this
that's
is-
good.
I get the sense it's going to be basically the same, but with some
Yeah,
little narrative alterations. and
like a
things
race swap.
Yep. That thing is going to be in there. Yep. Yeah.
We've talked about all that before, but no, I'm really looking forward to it. And if this does well, do you think we're gonna get some Akira, which was planned at one point?
Oh.
Think we're just gonna get a slew of anime kind
Well,
of.
it is the next thing to be mined, isn't it?
It certainly is. They've kind of had a go at it before, but it's never been good. I'm trying to think of a good example of one.
Speed Racer. That Dragon Ball movie.
Yeah, that was terrible. Have you seen that?
No.
Oh, it's like, look, as the biggest Dragon Ball Z fan, Mason,
I'm aware.
it's just really misguided and like it's poorly cast, and they change the characters in ways that are strange. And Piccolo's good, I'll give it that.
Piccolo's the green one?
Yeah, James Masters plays him.
Okay,
From
wow.
Buffy, Spike, is he Spike?
Yep.
Yeah. So there's that part is good.
Okay.
And then there's also parts where, because they took it from sort of the original Dragon Ball, where at the end Goku transforms into a giant gorilla, and I don't know whether that's the kind of thing that people want. Maybe you want to skip things forward to the Dragon Ball Z.
No, look,
kinda.
if comic books from the 1950s taught us anything, you want to get people on seats,
Yeah.
put a gorilla in there.
Well, they didn't put it in the trailer or the posters, so it didn't work.
Word of mouth, man.
Yeah.
Word of mouth's going to spread. Somebody turns into a gorilla in this movie. When it turns into a really bloody, you're going to want to check this out.
Who directed that? I've got no idea. I want to say Shyamalan, but no, he did the Avatar one, didn't he? The
Yep.
Last Airbender, which actually is not an anime. It's an American production, but that was also apparently terrible. I've got it on my hard drive because I want to watch it to be like, how bad is this? How bad is
Look,
this?
we've all got apocalypse scenario archives of movies and TV shows that
Yeah.
are ready to go. For me, it's Sin City: A Dame to Kill For.
Yes, it is.
I will get to it one day. And for you, it's this Avatar movie.
Correct. Anyway, great. Ghost in the Shell. Be a good one, or don't. It's fine.
I've always pictured her sidekick as being Ron Perlman.
He's too old though.
Yeah, I know, that's
you need
true.
a younger bloke. I thought he looked great. I thought he looked bloody dead on.
Is that somebody we were aware of?
No, I looked him up because I'm like, do I know this guy? But no, he's like some Dutch actor or something. I don't know if that's
Got some little googly eyes on him.
He's got
doesn't
some
he?
little googly eyes,
eh?
yeah.
Yeah, very good.
good stuff. Deadpool 2 has a director apparently.
Here we go.
And
Cannot wait.
David Leitch or Leitch. He's one of the directors of John Wick.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Cool, man.
Yeah, I like it. He can clearly do action,
Mm-hmm.
unless the other guy in this directing pair has been dragging him along this whole time, Simon and Garfunkel style.
Maybe he's the Oates.
He's
in
the Oates,
in
right,
this scenario. Maybe he's not. What if he's not the action guy? Maybe he was the director responsible for all the hilarious jokes in John Wick.
Yeah, what joke?
There wasn't any. There was no jokes. I mean, unless you consider killing a dog funny.
Well, it depends on
Yeah.
how you were raised, I'd imagine. But it's not really my thing, if I'm honest. Good choice, though.
I guess so.
That's more kind of close quarters gunplay and hand-to-hand stuff than Deadpool's a lot of flips and swords and shit. I'd imagine.
Maybe he's versatile.
Yeah, I'm sure he is, yeah.
Uh-huh.
So that's, I think it's a good get at this last minute kind of, we need somebody to do
That's
this because
true,
we're
yeah.
starting.
Uh-huh.
I think it's better than going, get Brett Ratner, because he'll do
isn't it?
anything for
Yeah.
any amount of money,
Yeah.
however we want to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess, like, in terms of funny, I guess if Ryan Reynolds is still there going, okay, but if Ryan Reynolds is there sort of going, okay, well, we need a joke here, we need a funny bit here,
Yeah.
then maybe that'll stay on track, even if the directors aren't
Yeah.
particularly funny guys.
Because they think killing dogs is
Funny, yeah, right?
Is so funny. Look,
Ryan, what do you reckon? How about we kill another dog here? Okay, what about this? Deadpool kills a dog here. What do you reckon about that? What do you reckon? I've done so much cocaine today.
Anyway, it's good.
Yeah.
It's good enough. Also, apparently they're looking for a Deadpool 3 director and somebody else. I'm presuming they just want to kind of see how this goes before they sign him on to do the other one. Maybe they get Tim Miller back. Who knows? But Deadpool 3 also might be X-Force
True.
or something. Who knows, mate? All right. In TV news, Mason, let's skip over to the world of TV. Oh, people want to know whether you've been keeping up with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I'm like 2 behind.
So no.
The answer's no. Look, from a technical perspective, yes, the answer is no. But I'm doing better than most seasons of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
But you weren't hating it. You're like, I'm sticking with it.
Yeah.
Good.
The last episode I saw, bloody Coulson had a bloody energy shield inside his prosthetic arm. It's pretty great.
really
It's got a
stepping
shield
things up.
logo in it.
Yeah, no,
The
that's.
shield.
I think that was from last season as well, wasn't it?
Didn't watch last season. Couldn't tell you.
I also couldn't tell you. That was just a stab in the dark. So ABC have also acquired the rights to the Marvel's Inhumans.
That's
And
right.
they are doing an Inhumans TV series, which means we're not getting the Inhumans movie, which means Vin Diesel is probably not going to be Black Bolt, which means it's probably not going to be very good. Not because of the Vin Diesel thing, but just I just think,
No, because of the Vin Diesel thing.
I just think it will be kind of. I'm okay with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I don't anything it, and I think that's probably what this will be because there's only so much you can do with kind of primetime network weird superhero stuff.
True.
Yeah, but maybe they'll surprise me. The reason I think this happened is because Ike Perlmutter, who was in charge of all things Marvel, it was his dream to get the Inhumans movie to the big screen.
Notoriously bad bloke.
Yes, because they don't have the X-Men and he wanted to bury the X-Men.
Okay. Not because he's some sort of deep... He has some sort of deep childhood love for the Inhumans. It's just because he's
No,
like,
it's
we need
fine.
another franchise. All right.
So they've really kind of been pushing it in the comics and even on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. we've seen them.
And in the comics, all the famous X-Men are dead.
Yes, that's
or
right.
missing.
Or
so-
old or
yeah.
whatever. Yeah. So, what was I going to say? So I think now he got cut out of the filmmaking process because Kevin Feige went straight to the head of Disney. We've talked about this before. This is all allegedly, but it probably happened. Allegedly, but it definitely happened.
James is using air quotes. So many air quotes.
Is this right? Am I doing it right?
Yeah.
You do one, then the other.
Oh, no, I don't know about that. Oh, no, that's deeply unpleasant in a way I can't explain. He's doing one hand and then the other hand. No.
Because I'm catching it on the other end when it ends.
Oh.
You
maybe
okay with it now?
All right, yeah, okay.
Okay, good.
Now that you've explained your process, I think I'm okay with it. Maybe that's a new thing. Guys, if you're going to be air quoting... I did it.
That's weird to look at. I don't
Yeah,
like
right,
it.
see? If you're going to air quote something this week, do it the new way and see if people love it or hate it. Doesn't matter which hand you start with, but you do one at the start of the sentence and one at the end of
And
the
then
sentence.
explain why it works.
Yep, Oh, that's unpleasant. It's unpleasant to look at, but it's kind of fun to do.
Anyway, so he got cut out of the filmmaking process because Feige went to the head of Disney.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. So he's only in charge of TV stuff.
Right,
So I think
yeah.
he went, fuck it. Well, I'm still doing it.
Yeah.
I'm bringing it to TV.
So hang on, how did...
That's my speculation.
I guess so. So what happened, like, how did the movie get cancelled? It was... Who was responsible
I don't
for
think
going?
they wanted to do it.
Oh, I see. He was pushing it.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
right.
think he was the only one pushing it.
Yeah, okay.
And that's what I think. I think there's probably something in the works from either Fantastic Four or some of the X-Men or something. And that's the reason why this is all happening.
Yeah.
I think they've got something else in the works that we don't know about. Maybe it's more Spider-Man stuff or whatever. I don't know. But there's a reason they've kind of shunted this aside.
You heard it here first, guys. It's either X-Men or Fantastic Four or more Spider-Man or something. If it's anything, we called it.
No,
right?
I think it's a Fox property, whatever it is. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know.
You
that.
think they've licensed it or do you think they've bought it back?
Well, actually, we've got another story here which ties into this because Marvel apparently traded Ego the Living Planet for Negasonic Teenage Warhead.
I read that on Instagram.
Instagram,
It was a Marvel meme of sorts.
Right.
It was like Marvel fact, whatever. And I'm like, almost certainly not true.
Right.
But if you've heard it on
Apparently,
the internet,
it's true. James Gunn spoke about it because he wrote Guardians of the Galaxy with Ego the Living Planet in mind. It was in all his drafts and whatever, and the movie would not have worked without it. But he didn't know that they don't actually own that character.
Right, yeah.
So then Fox came to them and said, "Hey, we want to use Negasonic Teenage Warhead in Deadpool, but we need to change her appearance and powers, and we only need the name, basically."
Yeah, that's true. Again, because I think literally what happened in that movie is they said, we need a teenage character. We can't use Jubilee.
Yeah.
And they just went to like an X-Men wiki or something and typed in teenage.
Yeah.
We need a teenage character, and that came up and they're like, that'll do.
Perfect.
Because in the comic book, she's in it for like
Nothing
one
like that,
page.
yeah. Which is fine. I think it worked really well in the movie. So, but if Fox make any drastic changes, apparently they need to go to Marvel for permission.
Okay.
So in doing so, there was
Oh.
that swap. I mean, what are Fox going to do with fucking Ego the Living
Living
Planet?
Planet.
Like turn him into a big cloud or some nonsense.
Yeah.
I want to see a planet with a big face.
Planet with a big face.
That's all I want.
If anybody can do it, it's bloody James Gunn.
Definitely. So which makes
Or
me
the John Wick directors. Get them. They can do
whatever.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, which makes me think they are talking to each other. Something's going on. Like, I think they talk to each other more than we probably think. I'm not saying all of this will pan out, but we're gonna get a Spider-Man or whatever I said before.
Or any of those things.
Yeah. Even though Spider-Man with Sony.
Do you think there was anybody who was put on the Inhumans movie team? Like
Ah.
writers or special effects
yeah,
guys or
for
whatever.
sure.
And then they get the email, we're doing a TV series now.
Oh no.
The special effects guys are like, okay, put away the good stuff. Break out the TV stuff. Get out the hand cranked.
CGI machine.
Yep. Get out the green screen that's that unpleasant shade of green where you can see the edges on it. Put away the good one. Put away the cashmere green screen. We're using the polyester green screen.
Oh, good stuff. Anyway, whatever we're talking about, great. I'm glad we're getting Ego the Living Planet. That's the most important thing to me.
Yeah.
That's come out of all of this.
Are the Inhumans going to be on the moon? They can live on the moon? Probably
Well,
not.
I think we're going to get. Apparently, the story goes that we're going to see the Black Bolt royal family version.
Well, then they got to be on the moon.
They got to be on the moon.
Because what's Black Bolt doing on Earth? I don't want to see him blowing up a city in TV CGI with his voice.
They can kind of do that all right now, a little bit sometimes,
guess.
can't they? A little bit, just somewhat.
I'd rather see him blow up a city on the moon.
Yeah, look, I don't disagree with you. How are they going to do the giant dog? Game of Thrones style, where it doesn't
Perspective
really
tricks.
work.
Yeah, probably.
Do they just get a real big dog? Just get the biggest dog they could find?
that's still not big
Because you
enough.
need, and it's a specific type of dog, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like a bulldog sort of thing.
Yeah,
looking thing,
yeah,
yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
And he's got an antenna on his head.
What's his name?
Where are they going to get that lockjaw?
Yeah, I don't know. They're not going to do it, presumably.
Oh, they got to have the dog.
I don't disagree with you.
It's got to be a giant dog.
I think the hair they can do for Medusa.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Mm-hmm. Okay, I got some things that have stalled or cancelled. This
ready
is
to
called
go.
Hot Topics, quick news, new segment.
It's called Hot Topics Quick News New Segment. Here we go. Somebody write that down because we'll forget it by next week. Quick sticks.
Dean Devlin, who you may know, is
Are we going to use it? Can you put in a whip crack sound between all the bits of news?
no. I definitely look. I'll think about it, but I probably won't.
Okay, cool.
Because when I go back to edit this, and by that I mean listen to make sure it recorded, I'll need to then go and I'll hear this, then I'll go, ugh, and I'll have to go and download the sound of a whip cracking noise.
That's true.
And then put it in. Look, I'd probably, knowing me, I won't.
I'll add some whip crack noises.
Okay, good.
Let me point when the bit of news has ended.
Yep.
Like when we're finished talking about it, I'll add the whip crack noise.
Love it. It's weird that you brought that whip with you today. What a coincidence.
Look, it's nearly summertime. It's time for whip crack demonstrations at weird ute musters. You go to a truck convention and you chop a block of wood. Once you've one chopping the block of wood.
Shear a sheep.
You shear a sheep and then you do some double whip cracking.
Is that only an Australian thing?
No, surely not.
I hope not.
We didn't invent the whip crack.
I love a whip.
We perfected it.
Yeah, that's certainly true. Anyway, hot topic, hot news, whatever this is called. Dean Devlin says that he's the producer on Independence Day and a bunch of other stuff. He says that the Stargate remake isn't happening. Presumably because Independence Day Resurgence wasn't very good and people hated it.
And they couldn't get Richard Dean Anderson or
The guy,
James Spader,
Kurt Russell.
They couldn't get anybody back.
Yeah.
Either movie or TV wise.
Yeah.
And people are sick of Stargate.
Apparently so. Well, the series has a lot of big fans.
I like SG-1.
Yeah. But I didn't say why, but this is definitely because of Independence Day. I think if Independence Day Resurgence had have done well, we would have got Stargate and bloody Armageddon, and it just would have been
Armageddon
all
and
that
Farscape.
shit. Yeah.
Cleopatra 2525.
Dark Angel.
Yeah,
they all would have come back.
Wait, how many more can we name? How many more terrible properties can we... Sliders would have come back.
Right.
Would have brought back Sliders. Earth 2 would have come back. Oh, no. Oh, what a... Yeah.
What a time, eh?
Magical.
High concept, low budget, 90s sci-fi.
They would have done a TV version of Leonard Nimoy's Primortals, which is about the intelligent dinosaur man.
Thing, yeah.
Yep.
Good stuff. Anyway, great. I'm kind of happy. Give it a rest. Maybe bring it back as a TV show again at some point. The Last of Us.
Wait.
Oh, sorry. The Last of
Quick
Us.
news, quick sticks. Getting into the news, hot news, quick time. All right.
Last of Us has stalled, apparently, the movie version. Sam
All right.
Raimi was producing it, and he says it's kind of not really happening at the moment. Not that it's
Because
cancelled.
Logan snuck in first.
Well, it seems that way, yes.
Stole all the ideas.
Yeah. And also, Last of Us, does it need to be a movie?
No.
It's one of those things where it's have you played it?
Yeah.
Bloody-
I mean, not all of it.
You should. It's bloody magnificent, mate. Did you have you don't have a PS3 or PS4? I have both copies because it came with my PS4.
Could I just get both copies and rub them together?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
In some sort of... Look, if I'll tell you what, I'll go into my backyard and I'll see if I can create fire with them, and that will...
That's about as good as
Reminiscent,
it
right?
is. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Uh-huh.
So that's kind of... I'm indifferent to that.
Well, look, again, video game movie, probably going to be terrible.
Yep.
We say this about every single one of these, and they got to be right. When's Assassin's Creed out? Soon, right?
Mid-December, I want to say.
Okay, right. It's a story that
I
is...
think it's a week after Star Wars. Anyway, sorry, go on.
Great, good pick, guys. Way to get buried by Star Wars. Nice one.
I'm going to look that up while you're talking, but go on.
But just... It's not only is it a video game, it's a video game with a huge storyline that
Yep.
they're going to compact down into 2 hours.
Yep.
Because they don't know if it's going to be successful and going to make a franchise or whatever. So they're going to have to shrink it down. They're going to lose all the nuance. They're going to make versions of the characters that people don't like.
Unless they just get Josh Brolin, because that's pretty much who he
Yeah.
is.
And Ellen Page? Is Ellen Page the...
Yes.
Yeah.
I think. Okay, so it says the initial release is December 14th. Which is like 2 days before Star Wars, but that's the Hollywood release.
Okay.
But then it really comes out December 21st. So there you go.
Just in time for Christmas.
Just in time. That's what I... they didn't make an Assassin's Creed game this year because they were doing this. They're like, we've been churning these out. And some are good and some are not.
Sure.
This year we're going to focus on... I think they made some side-scrolly stuff, which apparently wasn't very good. But this is their big push for this
Right.
year.
Look, we're gonna stop making the video game this year. We're gonna focus on the parts of the video game that nobody liked, the stuff's in the future.
Oh, God.
Also, can you get Kanye West on the phone? We want to.
we want to talk to him.
We're gonna
Great.
look, but then think about it. The guys doing the video game, they're like, guys, pack away the jumping into a big bale of hay video game effects. Now we're gonna do it at the movies.
Well, they did it. They do the jumps
Yeah.
for real. You probably
Yeah.
saw that feature, eh?
I did, yeah.
Good stuff. Yep, good. 'cause
Hot
we're
news,
ready.
so hot. Ow! Hot quick news. Oh.
It's not that quick, really, is it? The Crow has moved production studios, which leaves the future of the franchise in jeopardy. Is the director and Jason Momoa still attached? Are they not? Who knows? just make it or don't. Just stop with this.
But you know what? If Jason Momoa is not the Crow, that means potentially anyone out there, they could be the Crow.
Yes, could be us.
We're all back in. Everybody's back in, folks. Anybody could be the Crow. Just like in the future, everybody's going to be famous for 15 minutes.
Correct.
In the future, everybody's going to get a crack at being the Crow. And I say,
Yes, vengeance. Yes.
I have vengeance on my enemies.
That's the end of Hot Quick News.
News was so hot. That was so hot and quick. I've got to go to the emergency room briefly. Edit point. So hot.
How was the emergency room?
It was good.
Great.
Yeah.
I'm glad
Gave me
you're
a
back.
little ice pack.
Yeah, I just sat here for 5 hours, but yeah, I did drive you.
No, I was going to say.
Gavin O'Connor,
Who's
who
that?
directed The Accountant with Ben Affleck, which is apparently pretty good,
Okay.
and Warrior. Do you ever see Warrior, the MMA movie?
No.
I'm not an MMA fan. I'm not against it.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to pin a man to the floor and punch him in the head till he bleeds everywhere, hey man, that's your prerogative.
Yeah.
I'm not against it.
I mean, do it in a ring. Don't do
Sure.
it in the octagon, man. Don't do it.
Don't take it on the streets. Yeah, but he's going to be directing a reboot of the Green Hornet.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Cool, I think.
I don't think there's been enough time
Yeah, well-
between the Seth Rogen funny one
Yeah.
and this one. And when I say I don't think there's been enough time, I don't know how much time has passed.
I want to say 2011.
It might have been 10 years. That's still not enough time.
Right. Did you like that movie?
No.
It was 2011. Same year as Green Lantern. What are they doing? Well, they both didn't do well. Didn't really matter, did it?
Do you think... Because we always get the sense that money people and producers in Hollywood always get the wrong end of the stick in terms of what worked and what didn't in
Yes,
a movie.
yeah.
Like if there's a an action movie comes out, they're like, well, there was a dog in that scene, so every movie should have dogs in it. Do you think the failure of Green Hornet and Green Lantern made them go, don't put green in a title?
Well,
Won't work.
not whoever's behind this bold visionary who's bringing back the
Yeah.
the Green Hornet. Warner Brothers pushed back Green Lantern to like 2020
Yeah, right.
to give it some space. But no, this is gonna. I mean, who knows how far this is down the line? You know what? The action in Green Hornet's okay, and the car's sweet.
All right, those things are true.
And I really like the director because he did Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind or whatever. But apparently he was like, nah, I hated this. He also did The Science of Sleep and Mood Indigo.
Both movies we haven't
Both-
seen.
Yep.
Was that after Green?
Science of Sleep was 2006 and Mood Indigo was 2013 and Microbe and Gasoline was 2015.
Huh.
I don't know anything about this guy.
Oh, so they sound very indie.
Yeah, they certainly do.
Don't know about that.
Yeah, anyway, good on him.
Don't know about movies with thoughts and emotions and themes and feelings. Ugh.
Gross.
Ugh.
Last bit of news,
Need a
Mason.
bloody movie where a guy shoots a missile at a speed camera.
Yeah, man. That was pretty good.
It's fine.
Last bit of news,
Remember when Seth Rogen got all super buff to be in Green Hornet?
Vaguely.
Why bother?
Well, he sort of did. He
Yeah.
slimmed down, but yeah, he talked that up for years, like how he was getting in shape and it was going to be wicked good. And it was Christoph Waltz was in it.
He was the
He had
bad guy.
two guns.
Yeah, he had two guns.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Kong Skull Island has a brand new trailer.
Speaking of gorillas in a thing,
Yeah, I guess so.
Mm-hmm.
In what sense?
oh, King Kong is a gorilla.
Yeah, no, he is. But what was the thing before that?
Oh, it was something about comic books in the 50s.
from way back when we
Yep.
said that many minutes ago.
I was hoping this King Kong news would be earlier on, and then we could have segued into it.
Well, I didn't know you were going to do that. So
No, that's true. Yeah.
Kong Skull Island new trailer. What do you
Yep.
think?
It looked like Apocalypse Now.
Yeah,
I
it
feel
does.
most of that we've seen before, but I felt it was very much like Apocalypse Now, except
Monsters.
monsters. Yeah.
Yeah, you against that?
No, I'm in favour of that.
I think it looks great.
And again, it did have like that authentically 1970s
Yeah.
look about it. It had the colour and the light and
I don't need to see King Kong climb a building in the 30s and then be sad and take 40 minutes to fall off, like happened in that other King Kong movie. I think there's a good movie in Peter Jackson's King Kong movie.
Mm-hmm.
Just take out the boat bit. Maybe shoot him quicker on the top of the. You didn't even see him hit the ground,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
You didn't even see him hit the ground. What are they doing?
I don't know. I finished watching by then.
Okay,
I
sure.
have no idea.
Well, maybe we can do another Throwback Thursday or whatever. Get the VHS.
Nope.
Yeah.
Because you don't see him for like 40 minutes, right?
Yeah. This one apparently they're like, no, he's like front and center.
Great.
So that's really good. Here's the question though. Here's the question.
Yes.
Is he big enough to fight Godzilla?
No.
How big do you think he is? He's bigger.
But he's not that much bigger.
No.
He's slightly bigger than the last one.
Yeah. And he's more upright. He's more proud maybe. Maybe that's what that is.
Maybe that's true, yeah. No, but I mean, there's a bit in the trailer where he sort of rises up from like some sort of rocky outcropping or something,
Yeah.
and there's a person there. He looks, because like when you think of classic Godzilla, like a woman, a damsel in distress can fit in his hand.
Comfortably. So snug.
That's right, but I think he could fit like 2 damsels in distress in his hand in this one comfortably. So he's a little bit bigger, but he's not. Again, I don't think
He can hold a helicopter in one hand.
It's true.
So he's that big. So he's probably leg height.
Thought you were going to say knee high to a horse.
Yeah, what if he was just small? What if they're like, we've come to this island, there's a really small gorilla.
How
It's
small?
incredible. Knee high to a horse.
Oh, yeah, okay.
He
That'd still be
rules,
pretty
this
good.
he rules this island. This tiny gorilla.
He's real feisty. You never know what he's going to do.
There's also other creatures in it. Some kind of John C. McGinley or John C. Riley calls him. It's John C. Riley, isn't it? The guy with the beard.
John Goodman?
No, the guy who's like, I've been on the island this whole time. I'm crazy. John C. Riley's in it.
Oh.
You just watched the trailer. I saw you watched it.
That's true.
Yeah. Anyway, he's there.
John
He's-
C. McGinley's the guy from Scrubs.
Yes,
John
so
C.
it's
Riley's
not
the
him.
other
Yeah,
guy.
yeah.
He's Steve Brule.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Who's that?
The guy from Tim and Eric.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah, I know him.
Yeah.
Right. He's confused and he's got glasses or something.
Correct.
Yeah, I know it.
He's the guy from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes, I know who he is.
John C. Riley.
Yes.
Mr. Cellophane in Chicago.
Brothers. He's in Step Brothers.
Step Brothers, yeah.
Not
Uh-huh.
Brothers, that's the Tobey Maguire one. Anyway, so there's other monsters that he calls skull creatures or something. They
Ooh.
live in the bloody ground and they come out and they kill all the King Kongs and
Triceratops
and
skull.
whatnot.
Is
Yeah,
that,
that's a
in
bit of
there.
that, yeah. I get the feeling that he's been there since World War II.
Uh-huh.
That, like he's a vet and he's just kind of stayed on the island or
Cool, man.
some version of that. I might be wrong.
I
But he's-
love an undiscovered island. It's full of weird stuff.
Me too, man.
Dinosaur Island.
I had no interest in this, but every time they release like a piece of casting news or information or the era it's set, I was like, oh no, this sounds great.
Yeah.
And it looks really good.
I kind of hope, and I'm sure it's all done already and they haven't done this,
Mm.
but I would love it if it was film, or if it was presented as if it was a film from the 70s.
Okay.
So like it starts up and we get just one of those real dull 1970s title sequences where it's just like Kong, Skull Island, and then we get, yeah, exactly, but and we get literally all the
every cast member.
every cast member and all the
shot in stereoscope
all
or
that sort of
whatever.
stuff. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Great.
Be real
Godzilla
good.
sort of started like that.
Yeah.
The way, because that kind of threw back to the original ones where
That's
it was
true.
just watching, what was it? It was watching like test footage of nuclear weapons
Yeah.
and shit and whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it might, Mason.
Uh-huh. I mean, now that
I
I
hope it
think
starts in New York City, baby. Yeah.
now that I think about the thing that I've just explained, it sounds real boring, and people would walk out.
But you could do a variation on that. Just tighten it up a little.
Yeah, that's
you know
right.
what I mean?
All the cast and crew, put them in there.
Just one block.
Yeah.
They don't really do that much anymore, do they? They don't
No.
put cast and crew up front. Anyway, it's neither here nor there. But you know what is both here and now and
What's
here and
what's
there?
that?
Fantastic Beasts. Where were they? Where were they in the end?
Oh, they were in the case.
They
I
were-
was
so you
correct.
were right,
I was
yeah.
right. They were in the case, and if he put a bit of sticky tape around the case,
Yeah, sellotape. They call it
Sellotape,
in overseas in the US.
some elastoplasts
Yep.
over the seam,
Yeah.
they wouldn't have got out, and
No.
everything would have been fine.
Get a better case, mate.
Actually, that's not true. Everything wouldn't have been fine because of a reason we'll probably get to in spoilers.
No doubt.
Mm-hmm.
So before we get into it, we always do spoilers. Non-spoilers and spoilers. I'll time code it. So if you haven't seen it, you can skip over that bit and we'll mark it very clearly when that's going to happen. That being said, sometimes we just accidentally spoil things.
Sometimes we do. Sometimes we'll finish talking about the movie and then we'll go to another segment, and then in that segment, I'll just spoil something from the movie.
That's right. And I won't edit it out. Anyway, let's talk box office.
Okay.
The big picture. Apparently, it's going to have a $75 million-ish opening weekend in the US, which is solid, but it's below every other Harry Potter movie.
Yeah.
And also a majority of the audience that are going to this are like grown-up people. It's not like
Yeah.
kids aren't going to it. When I saw it, I'm like, I wouldn't bring a kid to this.
Fair enough.
Like,
yeah.
there's some scary shit in it for
Yeah.
a kid. You know what I mean?
I do.
Did you feel that same way? Do you?
Yes, I did. Look, I enjoyed this more than probably most of the Harry Potter movies.
Well, because you've seen them out of order, they don't make sense to you.
Yeah, but also this felt like this is the grown-ups in the Harry Potter universe doing grown-up stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't have to deal with idiots and Hermione explaining very basic, concepts and ideas.
Sure.
It's people getting on with it.
But-
People who know what they're doing.
But as the Harry Potter movies go on. This feels like a very like a progression from the last one because
Yeah.
they start as kids movies and then they progress into everybody's murdering each other.
Right, yeah.
By the end, and trolls are smashing dragons or whatever happens, whatever goes down in those movies. Anyway, so it's gonna do okay, and I think that's fine because even though it does carry the Harry Potter name, it is the start of a new franchise.
Yep.
And a lot of people who were the fans of Harry Potter might not rush out, and if you're not a fan, you're like, well, why would I see this?
Right, if you
at
don't,
all?
I don't understand the context or what have you. Yeah,
And I don't think you even need to know any of that
No.
to see this because you know kind of bits and pieces, but you
Correct.
seem to get it by the look on your face.
yeah. Look, as someone who appreciates the lore and the universe of the lore and the world of the Harry Potter universe, but I don't have any particular affection for it.
Yeah.
And as someone who has an appreciation for the world and the lore of Doctor Who, but doesn't have any particular
You kind of hate
appreciation. But if you mash them together,
Yeah.
you get Fantastic Beasts and where to find them.
Where have they gone?
Yeah,
In the case, generally.
because
Except some of them
he's
got
Matt
out.
Smith.
Yes, he is. Well, somebody tweeted me that. I wish
Yeah.
yeah, he is.
This is if J.K. Rowling, because J.K. Rowling wrote this.
Yes, first screenplay.
If she'd been asked to write a Doctor Who episode, and maybe she has been, it would be this movie.
Yeah,
I
fair
feel.
enough. Yeah. No, I can't argue with that. Foppish hair, running
Foppish hair,
about.
He's got a waistcoat and a coat and a bow tie.
Yep.
He's got a stick
Yes.
that does anything. He's got a box it's bigger on the inside than the outside.
Yeah, yeah.
He's got a companion.
Yep, sure.
All that.
All of those things are true.
He's British.
He's British. We seem to have a very good understanding of this universe, which makes me feel comfortable in asking you, what did you think the story was?
Oh no! All right, hang on. Let me think.
Should we continue this segment? Is it even
Yeah,
a thing?
no, people love it. People love the fact. People love the fact that I've just seen a movie and I'm supposed to be aware of what happened in it, but when I'm put on the spot, I have no idea what happened in it. Let me think. Okay, so Newt Scamander,
Yep.
played by the mugging less than I thought he would, Eddie Redmayne.
I thought so too,
in
yeah.
this movie. He arrives, he's from England, magical England.
Yep.
He's from the Ministry of Magic or whatever.
No, he's just a
Just a
traveling
guy.
bloke. Yeah,
All
I
right,
think,
nice.
Yeah.
He arrives in New York City.
Forget about it.
According to him, he wants to buy a Fantastic Beast
Yep.
that is in New York. Mm-hmm. And he's come with a case full of other Fantastic Beasts.
You don't know how many
No,
initially. It's quite a few.
there's a few.
Anyway, so go on.
But then what happens? But there's a bloody monster loose in the city.
Yeah.
What's going on there? Is it his fault? Did he let a beast out of the case?
Did he?
Yeah, some.
So yeah.
Yeah, some. It's a little bit
It's
ambiguous
two-pronged,
raw.
isn't it?
It's a two-pronged beast attack in this movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
But then the bloody magical New York magic cops get involved.
Yep.
There's
That
a
I
lady.
like it. Yep. There's a Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell. Yeah.
He's a bad bloke, isn't he?
Well.
Well, is he or is he not, Mason? We'll get into that in spoilers. Okay, cool. Well, you mentioned, well done.
Thank
Succinct. Perfect.
Wasn't it though, right?
Yeah, they should.
Yeah. They should hire me for At the Movies, that TV show that isn't on anymore.
So you mentioned Eddie Redmayne. I thought he was going to kind of the whole way.
My fantastic Eddie Redmayne impression.
Yeah.
People have been looking forward to it. I feel.
Yes.
So if I'll just do a bit throughout the episode.
Absolutely, I've no problem with that.
But in the trailer, he's all, "Ugh,
yeah.
I'm Lee Evans in Mouse Hunt."
And he's,
Ugh.
but he doesn't really do that.
No.
The voice does. That's not his natural kind of voice or cadence, but the way he does it, it feels natural.
There's a little bit of weird animal mating pantomime at a certain point.
So
but that's
weird.
Yeah, but that's it's supposed to be ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No, I thought he did really well to carry this movie, and because look, he's got a lot of flack for like Jupiter Ascending, because I haven't seen it, but apparently it's incredibly bad, and he's incredibly bad in it.
Yep.
Have you seen it?
No.
Yeah. Anyway, it's on the list. But
Yeah, isn't it though?
But no, I thought he was a very believable character and kind of quietly confident and sure of himself, but not in a way that was kind of like, look at me, I'm a fucking great. Look, I'm the best at everything. Do you know what I mean?
James was just doing the confident marching walk. He's doing his arms.
Or should I do it at the same time?
No, that's skiing.
Look at me.
No, that's skiing. He's not skiing.
But you know what I did like about him as well? He's not a particularly good wizard. Like, he's okay. He's as
Yeah.
good as anybody else.
Uh-huh.
But his particular skill is magical beasts.
Yeah.
And not only does he have an understanding of them, he can use them to his advantage in certain situations.
I like that a lot.
He's got them on him.
Yeah, right.
Like a kit of...
Some small ones, not some big ones.
Yeah, that's right. That
Yeah.
he can kind of implement to help him out.
I enjoyed that, and I also enjoyed that they were used logically.
Yes.
And they're foreshadowed that he's got them.
Yep.
And he doesn't spring one out of nowhere. He doesn't have a bloody time turner.
Sure,
You know
right,
what I mean?
yeah.
Well, that's also what I like. But he's not. That's the thing. He's not a bad wizard.
No.
Like he's
No, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, his skill is curating these beasts, but he's a competent wizard. There's no point where he's like, oh, I don't understand.
Yeah,
What's the stick that I've got here? It's a wand. Oh, everybody gets the wand and you choose
Yeah.
it. Just.
He's gone through school.
Yep.
He lived through a war.
Yep,
He's been
exactly.
traveling the world, like, grabbing these beasts and whatnot.
He's got that teleport dash that they can all do. They didn't have to explain
Apparat.
it.
Yeah,
Is
you
that
just-
what it is?
That's what it's called.
Okay,
yeah.
right.
You can just do it.
Just do it. It's fine.
See, these are the things that they kind of rolled out in Harry Potter over a series of films.
Okay.
And by this time, they're just like, this is everything that you know.
That being said, I think even if you hadn't seen any Harry Potters, you would get what
Yes.
is happening here.
I did think there was some stuff that they introduced in this, which I'll talk about in spoilers,
Uh-huh.
which is kind of like, what?
Okay.
As someone who kind of has a fairly good understanding of the universe.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, there's a lot, like maybe that's stuff that kind of will unfold, you know, as the series progresses. Because you having seen some of the Harry Potter movies out of order.
I think I've seen most of them in order.
Okay, cool.
I think I've seen all of them except the last one or two.
Right. So some of the stuff didn't make sense to you until you saw other ones. Then you're like, oh, that's why that is that. Is that? Remember we talked about that a few weeks ago? We
Yeah,
did?
why not?
Sure, good
Let's
stuff.
say we did.
Who else is in it? I didn't think his goofy friend was annoying as I thought he would be.
Yep, great.
He was kind of endearing.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Pretty good bloke. He just wanted to be a pretty good baker.
That's right.
The love interest was interesting, and her sister Queenie.
Yep.
She could read minds and whatnot.
She is apparently because
She's a singer or something.
She's a singer and I think she's written TV episodes.
Oh, wow.
And like she's a bloody all rounder.
Two-pronged.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, I thought everybody was kind of super well cast. I tell you this though, at the start.
Oh, here we go.
When everybody was
It's another.
No,
it's time for James's famous segment. I'll tell you this though.
I didn't-
tell you this right, mate.
No, but I didn't love it.
Yes.
Which again, I'll talk about more in spoilers. But this is a bit that I did settle into. When they get there, it's very kind of like fake King Kong, Peter Jackson, New York, where everyone's like, "Hey, look at me, I'm a New York guy," and everybody's doing that, like,
Right.
and it's a lot of that, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna wear thin real soon. This pantomime version of 1920s New York or whatever. It's like, oh, this is very grating. But then it kind of calms down a bit. and you
Hey,
said-
I'm going to the bank to get him a dollarinos.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. But did that bother you at all? Were you
Not really,
like, oh,
no.
what a fun world. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's my people. Aggressive, cartoonish New Yorkers. I love
Good
them.
stuff. Is villain something we should cover more in the spoiler section? Well, there's
Yes.
people at the Ministry who are kind of after him. Well, it's not called the Ministry, it's called MACUSA. It's the American version.
Yeah, I
of,
didn't like that at all.
Nah, weird, isn't it?
I didn't like them referring to people who can't use magic as no mages.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
Look, J.K. Rowling can do whatever she wants.
Well, yeah, she's very rich. She's richer than you by a long shot. Like,
that's-
you wouldn't even get a fraction of the money that she's got in your life. You could save up for 10 lifetimes and she'd still buy and sell you like you were nothing. Like you're just a pile of garbage.
Wow.
Anyway, sorry, go
No,
on.
that's all right. Man, my wealth is I'm bloody knee high to a J.K. Rowling in terms of wealth. Yeah, I don't know. Like, no mage doesn't seem like is a term that would evolve organically.
Do you think muggle is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it sounds
It's not,
like
not just because you've heard, you know it?
no, muggle's easy to say, and it seems like a word that maybe evolved from a different word.
Yeah.
Muggle, something like that, but no mage.
Muggleoscopy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, no mage, if anything, sounds like a word a British person would come up with that an American person would say, which is absolutely true because J.K. Rowling wrote it.
Yeah.
But if anything, it sounds more British because it's like, no mage.
No, Madge. No. None of that. Yeah,
Boy,
fair
what's
enough.
mage up to?
Who knows? Nothing. Or something. Yeah, fair enough. There's the Salem kind of witch hunters who has carried it. There's a lot of lore in this which is kind of background to this universe that we get hints at, which I kind of liked. The reason why there's a segregation between the magical and non-magical community, which there isn't in the English version. There is that divide where the muggles don't know a lot about magic, but here it's very clear cut where you don't interact with
Yeah, you
people who aren't
can't
magic.
date a wizard, can't date a non-wizard.
Yeah, exactly. Do you think that's a topical thing, Mason? That's about racism
Yeah,
and
kind
whatnot.
of, yeah.
Yeah. I thought
Yeah.
there was a bit of that on gun control with the wand as well. You need a permit in the US
Yeah,
to have
that's
a
right.
wand. I think there's a few little things that they there's a bit of social commentary
There was a little bit,
going
yeah.
on there.
LGBT, a little bit of
All that
little bit of-
stuff.
yeah,
Exactly.
a lot of issues.
A lot of issues, Mason. That's
Mm-hmm.
the world we live in, or this magical world, isn't it? It's both.
Yep.
Parallels. So there's these Salem witch hunters, which they seem to know that magic exists.
Yep.
It's not just like they suspect. Did you get the idea that they knew for sure, or were you like, are they just taking a punt at this?
Oh, that's a good question.
Because apparently they were supposed to know.
Yep.
I read that you were supposed to get the idea that they knew for sure that magical people exist.
I think they know, but they don't know to the extent at which they're real.
Right.
Like maybe they've seen somebody appear and disappear.
Yeah.
And to that extent, they think, oh, magic is the work of the devil.
Yeah.
But they don't know that people can rebuild a building with a wave of the hand or do any of
Rebuild
those things.
anything at any point. But-
Yeah.
yeah.
This is the year of magicians putting buildings back together with a wave
Boy,
of the
is
hand.
it.
Yeah.
Boy, is it.
Yeah. But I think work better in this as opposed to Doctor Strange.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. So the lore of the universe you enjoyed. That's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're into it. Some of it, yeah, for me not so much. The monsters, Mason. They're in the case. Some of them got out.
They're in the case, yeah.
Can we spoil the case, or is that something we shouldn't really touch on? That was a big reveal for me. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. Like, what's going on in that case?
You know what? Let's just say, because it's in the trailer, you can go in the case.
Yeah.
There's enough room for some people to go in the case.
Yeah. Okay. Can we talk about that more in depth?
Now?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay, fair enough. This is not really a spoiler, but it's like it's a zoo in there.
Yeah.
I didn't really get the sense of how big it really was, because sometimes it looked like partitioned kind of segments for different creatures, and other times you see one run in from the distance.
Yeah, okay.
So I wasn't sure about the scale in particular, but I thought that was amazing the way they
Yeah.
did that, and the way they'd segmented segments of the different creatures in different climates and
Yeah.
whatnot. I thought that was incredible.
I think the idea behind it is design-wise, and I think it was pretty incredible, is that when you look at a piece of the environment in the case,
Yeah.
it looks like a kind of a movie set.
Right,
Like it's just
yeah.
kind of like there's some jungle wallpaper that's been set up on like a wooden structure.
Yeah.
But when you actually go into that environment, it seems real.
Right, okay, sure.
So like if you look at, there's a snow part, and if you look at it from far away, it's like it's like a snow. It's the curtain.
Yeah.
Like it's been drawn onto or printed onto curtains. But
Yeah.
when you go in there, it's real.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, I can get that, because Harry Potter, they love a thing that's bigger on the inside than
Yeah.
in a Doctor Who kind of way. But no, that for me was the most magical part, like the bit that I was most impressed. I'm like, no, that's a good use of using stuff that we know exists in this universe in a creative way.
If you go into the case and the case locks, how do you get out?
You don't.
But it happens. It bloody happens.
Yeah, he didn't get out until they opened it.
No, didn't it happen again? Like the first time. We'll get to it later.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, right.
We will. Well,
I'll let a lot of stuff slide, but I won't let slide irresponsible
latch on a
locking
case.
practices. All right.
I don't disagree with you. Let's quickly talk special effects before we
Okay.
move into spoilers. Pretty good.
Pretty good.
On the whole.
Yeah.
Did you have a favourite beast? The Niffler? I like that one.
I don't know any of their names.
That's the one who's stealing all the stuff.
Oh,
He's got
that looks
little
like a
pouch-
platypus.
It's a platypus.
It's a platypus.
Yeah.
Platypus with a big old tum.
Yeah.
With little jewels in there. Maybe the one that turns invisible.
That one's pretty good.
Pretty
What
good.
about the little stick man?
Stickman was good. A little
Yeah.
bit of Groot, shades of Groot.
Yeah, yeah. He had some skills, didn't he?
That's right.
He could pick a lock and whatnot. Yeah, he was cool.
Probably not that brain-eating bird.
What?
The bird, the green one, the blue and green bird.
That is brains?
Apparently.
I did not hear that.
There's a line in it where he's like, don't eat that guy's brains.
Swooping Evil. That's what it's called.
Huh.
Jesus, eats brains.
It's called Swooping Evil.
He's got that on him. You mean the one that's like a yo-yo?
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
Flies about.
Yeah, I know it.
Yeah.
I saw the movie.
All right.
Yeah. What about like in terms of there was a lot of there's a black cloud of smoke. There's a lot of city destroying effects.
Yep.
Was that kind of stuff? I mean, we've seen it before, obviously.
We have. Do you think that's going to be the latest trend? Because we've
I hope not.
had swarms of giant robots.
Yep.
Then we have just a guy who outsmarts everyone. Do you think after that they're like, well, we have to ramp it up to giant black cloud of destruction?
But potentially.
Yeah.
I don't.
I think it might be the new thing.
I hope it's not. That for me was also like.
But then maybe we get
just a
incredible strides in big black cloud of death special effects.
There's only so much.
So the
you
next
can
time
do.
the next time we see Galactus, he's still a swarming cloud
No,
of death
he needs to
again.
be a big
He needs to be a
bloke.
big bloke with a big purple helmet. I know.
I don't need that. All right, let's talk spoilers. But best
Okay.
movie ever or
I'm gonna
worst?
say best movie ever. I had a real good
Me
time
too.
with this one. Yeah.
I enjoyed it. When did you see it? What day did you see it?
Saturday.
Saturday.
Sorry,
Okay,
yesterday.
Cool, good
Yeah.
stuff. All right.
Is that important?
No, I just was curious when you went and saw it.
Does it affect your viewing experience?
Very much so. Yeah.
Oh.
No, that's fine. Okay, spoilers. Spoiler alert.
All right.
Johnny Depp.
Spoiler alert! Ooh, so hot. Ooh, hot spoilers.
Johnny Depp was Colin Farrell.
Yeah. Just keep. I'd rather
Hate that.
I'd rather it just be Colin Farrell.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Why couldn't Colin Farrell? I think Colin Farrell would make a great Grindelwald. Yeah.
What I thought was interesting in this movie, there seemed to be a
That
lot of...
haircut works on one of them.
And
Yes.
it's Colin Farrell. Yeah, he looks great.
Yeah.
Isn't it interesting that hairstyle is back, baby?
Yeah, big time.
Now, what era was this set in? It was like late 20s?
26.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah, I'd much rather it be Colin Farrell. I'm sick to death of Johnny Depp.
Get out of
His
our
little
movies, mate.
mustache.
He had like one line and it was...
Yeah.
What did he even say? Something weird and vague.
Ugh.
And he doesn't also look like...
Oh, it's going to be... Because there's going to be 4 more movies or whatever.
Yeah.
There's going to be a serious mug-off between Eddie Redmayne and Johnny Depp
Well, that's the thing. Apparently the next...
on a big rolling thing.
the next movies, there's going to be less Eddie Redmayne. He's going to be in them, but it's going to be... It's going to shift towards Grindelwald's rise to power and then Dumbledore stepping in to be like, oh, enough of that, mate.
Okay.
I did an Easter egg video, Mason. I talk all about it. You're welcome to check it out. I'll link it below. Mason, when you're listening to this, when you're listening to me tell you this in
I'll
the future.
click below.
Click
Okay,
below.
great.
Do
Fantastic.
it. If you want to know all about that. But, no, come on, not him. Also, just don't put Grindelwald in it. Just be like he's a disciple of him. Because the
Yeah.
reveal was just kind of like, oh, and it was Grindelwald. Okay.
Yeah.
How does that change anything?
And also, how long was he Colin Farrell?
Where's real Colin Farrell?
Was there ever a real Colin Farrell? And if there was never a real Colin Farrell, how
There would have had to have been.
did
though.
Grindelwald go through the Magic Academy, the Magic Cop Academy?
Well, he
Did
would
he
have-
graduate with
well,
honours?
Because they thought he was still in Europe. So presumably he came and killed real Colin
Right, okay.
Farrell and took his place. And
Would
whatever.
you like to see the real Colin Farrell? He's still alive.
Yes, because
Me too.
that's what they did in spoiler alert for Harry Potter 4. Mad Eye Moody is actually Barty Crouch Jr.
Oh yeah,
For the whole-
of course
for the
he
whole
is.
movie.
Of course he or she is.
Yeah, it's great. It's a good twist.
Mm.
And then the real Mad Eye Mooney turns up he's also at the end of that movie. He's kept him in a case.
Right.
In like a giant case.
Well, do you think they'd do it again? Surely not.
Well, Grindelwald would probably kill him. That seems
Yeah,
like that
right.
kind of bloke.
Uh-huh.
But then Mad Eye Moody is in the rest of the movies.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, I thought Colin Farrell. I like Colin Farrell. He's just
Same.
he just makes him. No, not all these movies are big, but I enjoy him.
Yeah.
In Bruges is amazing. It's an amazing movie. Yeah, God, I don't want four Johnny Depp movies. Really?
Yeah.
Just recast him. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Surely maybe what I think they should have taken away from the Pirates of the Caribbean movies is maybe they do make a lot of money, but you can't tell them apart.
No.
I don't want 4 more movies where I'm like, I don't know, which one was this again? I don't know.
Oh God.
Yeah, no good.
Blonde hair's weird.
Yeah, little mustache weird.
Yep.
Yeah, no good.
Unnecessary
Yeah.
twist. But because I liked when Graves, when you thought he was Graves, he has the Deathly Hallows symbol. He's like, this is a precious thing to me. It's a Deathly Hallows symbol. That's the thing that Harry Potter uses to defeat Voldemort. It's the wand that can kill anybody. It's the invisibility cloak and the rock that brings back people that you love from the dead.
Wait, so which one does Colin Farrell have?
He's got the symbol of it because that's something that and again, it's in my Easter egg video, Mason. If you hadn't watched it in the future when you're listening to this.
Oh yeah, great, thanks.
Yeah.
Good for the heads up, thank you.
Yeah, but so him and Dumbledore are obsessed with getting these and ruling the magical community. Ruling the world, but for different reasons. Dumbledore wanted to do it to protect humanity, but also he kind of realized that maybe you shouldn't do that because it's not a good idea. And Grindelwald was just like, nah, we're better, mate. Let's just bloody do it. Yeah, fucking Johnny Depp.
Yeah, no, right.
What did you think of the introduction of the Ouroboros, the smoke monster, Ezra Miller? Worst haircut ever committed to film.
Pretty rad, right?
He was good though.
Yeah.
I thought he was really great.
Pretty nice,
Because he's
yeah.
pretty kind of bubbly and charismatic and whatnot.
yeah.
And he really kind of, what a weird creep.
Right?
Yeah.
There was so much less mugging in this film than I thought there would be.
Right, yeah.
Because he could have been a sniveling kind of bit
Yeah.
of that.
He felt real and you kind of felt for him.
Yeah.
But when he turns into a big black cloud and is just smashing stuff, and at the end they just kind of point their wands at him and he goes, "Ugh," and then he dies.
You know what I liked in this movie? The fact that people are just using their wands just to blast people. There's none of this saying a thing.
Well, that's what you can do. When you're good at it,
Blasting
you
people.
say it in your mind and you can do it.
Blasting people.
That's what they do in you see that in the movies. They learn that you don't need to, or it's happened more in the books, you don't need to say it out loud. That's
Okay,
something
great.
that kids do.
But just using them as just guns.
Yeah, just-
so good.
Bang, bang!
Bang, bang. Bloody hell. Afterwards, they probably would have been like, they'll look around at each other and they'll be like, bloody hell. How good was that? Hardly ever get to do that. We all just blasted him together.
Yeah.
Again, oh, good work, everybody.
I didn't like the ending either. It was kind of a bit of a cop-out. We're like, what are we going to do? Because everybody in New York saw the smoke. And then they're like, well, I can do a thing where I
I
can
absolutely saw that coming.
put a bird into a... Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. But like,
Yeah.
I put a bird into a cloud and then it cries and then also has a potion in it, and then everybody forgets, and then we just rebuild the city like it's nothing.
Yeah, okay.
No,
I didn't mind it.
that's balls, mate.
All right. I didn't mind it, and again, they foreshadowed. He's like, I've got this thing, and you can erase memories with it. I've got it in a little vial. Maybe I'll use that later. And
Yeah,
he puts it away, and you're like, okay, well.
yeah, but that's the same as like the time turners being like, well, I've got this device that can reverse time. Maybe that'll come back later. It's the same. Like, it's still a shit thing. Even if you introduce it prior, it's still
Yeah.
a dumb idea.
No, I didn't mind it because there was no unnecessarily powerful ramifications for it. I mean, they erase memories, but that's fine. Like that's it. It wasn't like, okay, well, you go up there and you cry, and everybody comes back to life.
I don't think it was actually crying, but anyway.
Like,
that
presumably,
was
everybody
my
who
fault.
died, anybody who died in that is still dead.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because all those buildings fell down.
Correct.
As per usual. As is wont to do in a
Yeah.
Warner Brothers movie.
So I don't mind the idea that they have that amount of power because it didn't change. It isn't the level of power where they're like, well, why don't we just bring everybody back to life? Anybody who dies kind of
Okay,
thing.
well that's the thing. Yeah, you can't do that in the Harry
Yeah.
Potter world, except for that rock that can do it, sort of.
Yeah, great.
But you're more of a kind of a green ghost. It's not
yeah,
important. God, they were quick to bloody give him that acid bath, weren't they? It's like,
Yeah.
give him the acid bath, and they're like, all right, boss.
So that's a real grim way to die.
Jeez,
That
yeah.
was. I assumed they just warned you. I assumed they were just going to kill
bang
him
bang
straight.
through,
Yeah,
through the head,
if
mate.
you've got that, if you've got a wand, if you've got a bang bang wand, everything looks like a thing that can be shot by a bang bang wand. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's a real grim way to die. Maybe that's
Gotta
the
get a new chair every time.
yeah. Maybe that's the only way to properly kill a wizard so they don't come back somehow.
I think you shoot him through the head. No, we've seen wizards be killed.
Yeah.
There's the killing curse,
Okay.
which is instantaneous.
Yeah.
That's way more humane.
Right.
Than melting someone in an acid pool while you relive some memories.
Yeah, exactly. And also, it is basically you trick their mind into thinking getting on this acid chair is a good idea, and then once you're on there, you realize it's a bad idea. But then it's too late because you're going to be killed by the acid. It's a real grim way to die. That's the part where I'm like, this isn't for kids anymore.
No,
at all.
that's right. Yeah.
A lot of kids are going to be sent to this movie or go to this movie with their parents and then have a lot of difficulty sitting on chairs
Yes.
for the next little while because they'll be like, what about the acid? And I'm like, no, that's fine.
I like the look of that room though. If you've ever been to like
An acid room,
yeah, an acid room, or you know, like there's in Tasmania, you can visit like the old convict facilities. It looks just like that, just like a real grim, sad room.
Yeah,
Where you're
right.
like, oh no, there's some bad stuff happening.
Yeah,
here.
it was all grim and white, and it
Yeah.
had those
the weird stains. And,
the little X's on the wall for where you presumably killed a lot of people.
Yeah.
put them in the firing range.
But I thought that was very strange where Colin Farrell has that level of authority where he's like, hey, listen, kill him. And the helpers were just like, no problem.
Yeah,
Not
right.
a problem. Happy to do it, mate.
no oversight, no paperwork.
Yeah,
no
do we
nothing.
want to get someone else to check up on this
Right,
to make
yeah.
sure this is okay?
Yeah.
Nah.
But I guess maybe if this guy has been doing this, like if he's been doing this for a few years,
Yeah.
maybe he's gotten a certain amount of authority. Like he's like normally
Yeah.
that wouldn't be the case, but he's built it up to the point where he can be like, "Don't question me, do this and do this," and
Yeah,
people
yeah.
are like, "Oh, okay,"
Sure.
because you're the boss.
And again, I liked how Eddie Redmayne didn't kind of bumble himself out of it.
Yes.
He's like, no, I've got the stuff to get out of this on me.
That was good.
And he's got a little lock-picking man.
Yeah, look, picking man.
And he's got that terrifying brain-eating
The brain
monster.
when they're escaping, they're in like an underground parking garage or something.
Yep.
And it's him and the other lady.
Yep. Tina.
We should really remember that Tina. There
They
we
get
go.
married in the years to come.
Nice.
Yeah. Spoiler alert.
Spoilers. But anyway, they're escaping, and the other guys are the bang bang. There's a lot of bang bang bang. People are bloody loving it. They're like, we never get a chance to do this. Bang 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 bang. We're bloody loving it. And then he throws the bird out, and the bird just jumps him. And then Eddie Redmayne's like, "Don't eat their brains. We gotta go." kind of
yeah.
thing. So that bird eats brains,
Okay, I
presumably
missed
human
that.
brains.
Yeah.
Or maybe I didn't hear that, and I just hoped that's
Maybe.
what it does.
Sometimes I didn't understand, like, because he was so subdued. Sometimes I didn't understand what he said.
More
Like,
mugging is required.
No, definitely not. I'd rather not kind of catch everything than...
Yeah.
Yeah. But I loved him, though. I thought he was really good. Like, he brought a real humanity to it.
Yeah, right.
Like, and I like they also built in that little bit of backstory where they're like, oh my God, this is so-and-so Scamander, the war hero. And he's like, no, this is his
brother,
dumbass
right?
brother.
So we don't, because Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them,
Yeah.
the book,
Yeah.
it's not a narrative, it's
It's an encyclopedia.
right, okay, sure.
Of,
so
animals.
all of this is completely new.
Yes.
How do you know that Eddie Redmayne character gets married?
Because in the Harry Potter timeline in the future,
right.
that's his wife.
Okay.
So, but the other girl that he mentions is called Leta Lestrange.
Yep.
Who's related to Helena Bonham Carter.
Right.
And this is all in my video, Mason, which you've checked out by now.
Presumably, if I've re-listened to this podcast, a thing that I would never do.
J.K. Rowling said that he got kicked out because he took the fall. And they kind of Hogwarts.
Okay, right.
And because they mention that, he gets told that she's kind of using you or whatever. She doesn't really, she's just taken from you. She's not really a good person.
Yeah, okay, right.
And he's like,
right.
you don't know nothing about me or how foppish I am. You don't know anything. Get out of my head, woman.
God, that'd be incredibly annoying if somebody you knew could read your mind all the time.
Do you think it would be something that you would want, though, as a skill? To be like, you make snap judgments about people when you meet them subconsciously.
Yep.
I feel like there's kind of 5 types of people that I have, and I just slot them into that category as soon as I meet them.
Yep.
That is
Gryffindor, Ravenclaw, Hufflepuff, Slytherin, a fifth one. Is there a
There's
fifth? Is there a
there's
secret
4.
fifth house?
There are American houses at their school, but
Yale,
yeah. What's another good school?
Harvard.
Yeah. Great. The future of the franchise, Mason. What do you want to say?
More Johnny Depp. Just kidding. No Johnny Depp. Ha.
Do you want to see young Dumbledore?
Oh yeah, trim and terrific.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Well, he's not really that young. He'll still be like 50-ish.
Oh yeah.
So who do you get? Do you get Michael Gambon back?
No.
No.
Wait, what does Michael Gambon look like now?
The same. Like an old man. He's probably about 60.
Oh, then
no, he'd be a
no.
bit older than that. But Dumbledore's supposed to be like 115 or something like that. Maybe
Right.
even older.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he was born in like 1880 or something. I can't remember.
Okay.
But yeah.
Same age as Wolverine. Hugh
Sure.
Jackman.
Yeah. No, yeah. He's too big. He's too ripped.
No, well, I was going to say you get him
Dumbledore's
to
got a bit of a paunch.
I was going to say you get him to be less ripped, but Hugh Jackman would never be less ripped.
He wouldn't allow it. Yeah.
He's on a. Have you seen those comparisons of like here he is in X-Men 1?
Yeah.
And he's looking
looks
pretty
like-
good.
he looks good.
He looks like a
man who runs.
He looks like a very fit normal man, and then in the 80s he's just
Yeah.
crazy ripped.
Crazy.
I think he's just never going to get less ripped.
Okay. He's just going to stick to it.
Yeah.
I think in the spirit of that, get The Rock. Get the
Yeah, nice.
The Rock as Grindelwald and Hugh Jackman as Dumbledore and have him bloody
Kiss.
kiss. Well, they will, apparently.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Though I was also reading a thing where apparently they didn't date. So not necessarily, that was kind of a one-sided thing. And Grindelwald kind of manipulated him emotionally.
Oh,
and that's
no
why
good.
Dumbledore couldn't see through it.
Right.
This is all in my video, Mason.
Oh, yeah.
But there's more stuff in there than what I'm talking about. But that he's a user of people. And you see that with the way he treats Ezra Miller.
Yeah.
Where you there's a bit of stuff where he gets real close. You're
Yeah.
like, what's happening here? Like, what kind of relationship is this?
Real weird.
Yeah. So I think that's the kind of thing that we got from Grindelwald.
Yeah.
As soon as I saw the back of Johnny Depp's head at the start of the movie, I'm like, oh, that's so Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
Even though I knew he was in, I'm like, oh no.
Right, yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, pretty good.
it's an okay start to the franchise.
I think so too.
In this, I didn't love it.
Yep.
I don't think it's as good as the best Harry Potter movies.
Okay.
But I don't really enjoy the first 2 Harry Potter movies, but I appreciate them as a setup film, and I think this is a better movie for me.
It is 100 times a better movie than those first couple of Harry Potter movies.
But those are kids' movies as well.
Yeah,
I think they're great kids'
Yep.
movies. This is not a kids' movie.
No.
Yeah. If you've got a kid, don't take them to this unless you hate them. In which case, just keep taking them.
yeah.
Or
Unless they misbehave and you've got a plain grey looking chair in your house that you want to use to punish them for years to come.
take them to this.
Yeah, huh?
Do you think that'll do it though?
I think that'll do it. Let me think.
Yeah.
What else happened in this movie? Do you think is everybody currently in this movie? Are they signed on for sequels and things like that?
I believe so. Yes.
Do you think the sidekick's going to get his memory back for the next movie?
What did you get the sense of that? I don't know whether he got it all back, but he seemed to recognize her.
I think he will get enough back. I think
Yeah.
they're going to need him. They're going to need his baking skills in the sequel, and so they'll bring his memory back.
Sure.
I think.
Yeah. Do you think
I
they'll
like
run
that
the
because I
bake-
like that guy.
I think that would be some good social commentary as well. Where like
Baking.
baking. Well, they get together and maybe they run a bakery together, and
Yeah,
the government's
right.
like, hey, stop it. And Colin Farrell was like, into the death room. Get in the room. Bang, bang.
We've got so many instruments of death. How good is it? Bang, bang, bang. Get in the chair. Bang, bang, bang. Oh, it's good, isn't it?
Yeah,
Oh,
because there was a lot of that. Like, you couldn't marry someone from a different race, and could be an interesting kind of. And that wasn't that long ago.
Exactly, and also, there are these people who you're a wizard, Harry, but you have to suppress all your urges, and then you bloody explode.
That's another thing.
Yeah.
That was a new magic thing that they introduced, but there's a theory that Dumbledore's sister was this because she got like beat up by some muggles as a kid.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, do magic, you bitch. And she was like, oh no, help. And then so she suppressed it all in fear.
Yeah.
And either that eventually killed her or she was killed in a three-way duel with Grindelwald and Dumbledore and Aberforth, which is Dumbledore's weird brother.
Huh. What happened to him?
He runs an inn.
Oh, yeah, great.
He's in the last Harry Potter movie. Huh. He's like Dumbledore, except he's meaner and he hates Dumbledore.
Huh, does he look like Dumbledore?
Yes, he looks identical.
You think he'd shave the beard?
No, you don't. You're a wizard, mate.
Is it Michael Gambon again?
It's not. It's
Okay.
I can't remember. It's Mance Rayder from Game of Thrones, who you probably don't remember.
Nah.
Yeah, if you saw him, you'd be like, I know exactly who that is. He's a British actor.
Okay, right. Yeah, I'm
He's
sure I will.
any British actor. Mm-hmm. I'm still trying to think of young Dumbledore. Who do you cut? Because you can't go too young.
That's
You got to
true.
get someone like 40 to 50.
Yeah.
Hugh Grant?
Yeah.
Too foppish?
Yeah, maybe. He doesn't have the gravitas. Maybe he does, though. What was the last thing we saw him in? Man from U.N.C.L.E.?
I think he'd be a better Grindelwald because Grindelwald's supposed to be this charming, slick
Yeah, okay.
kind of fella.
Okay, so we need somebody kind of... All right, like a fatherly kind of figure.
Yeah.
All right.
What's your dad doing? He's a fatherly figure in a
He
way. isn't he?
absolutely is in many ways.
Yeah.
I don't know who'd we get.
Maybe that's something people can tweet at us.
Tweet at
You've
us
got a
if
young
you've got
Dumbledore,
a,
yeah. And it can't
I mean,
be like,
not young.
No, it can't be like kid Dumbledore. We're talking like someone 40 to 50-ish.
Yeah. Mhm.
Probably British, but not necessarily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say, in this movie, there were a lot of British people playing Americans and American people playing British people.
Right. Give me 10 examples of those.
Colin Farrell,
He's Irish.
whatever.
I mean, it's all the region, isn't it?
Yeah, isn't it though? Yeah, great.
Yeah. Anyway, that's one, but it doesn't really count. Give me 10 more.
Samantha Morton, where's she from?
Who's she again? Which one's she?
The love interest.
I don't know where she's
Yeah,
from.
see, right? This is going very well. I'm going to move your dog.
Forget it. Look. It's pretty good.
Yep.
Looking forward to more.
I had a real good time.
Yeah.
I had a real good time in this movie.
All right, next segment, mate. Oh, actually, I got some tweets here from people
Hello.
who saw the movie. It's from Vanjie. Loved Fantastic Beast. Did not expect that ending. A promising start for a new set of stories. I'm hyped up. It's from Grey v Train. Very good.
Ooh.
I'll review the movie for everyone real quick. It had the same issues as BVS, but with wizards.
Oh, fair. Okay.
Sarah says, just saw Fantastic Beasts, stunning effects and a great cast. Only complaint was Depp, just not who I'd cast. Hashtag they're in the case. That's true.
Yes, that's true.
I agree with that 100%.
Yeah, right.
Matthew Onestro says, Fantastic Beast was fantastic. I liked the bit with the
I
magic
thought it was
rhino.
Beasts
What did I say?
because he said Fantastic Beast was fantastic.
Oh,
So I
right.
thought it was Beasts,
Okay, good.
which is a new cool term I'm
You
trying to
bring it
push on
back.
people.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, I'll do the air quotes. You do the beasts.
Okay, cool, nice.
Fantastic
But if
Beast.
you're being sarcastic, you'd be like, it was really Beasts. I did the air quotes. This is not going to translate to people listening. Maybe it will. I don't know.
I like the bit.
We're having a good time,
We
though.
certainly are. I like the bit with the magic rhino. Newt looked like a total Mason when he was doing that dance.
How
in your
dare
face.
everyone. Unless that means cool.
Yeah, unless it was totally beast.
Unless it was
Beasts.
totally Beasts.
Beasts with an S.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
good.
So, plural.
Great. All right, new segment, Mason. I mean, next segment. What we
new se-
reading?
Yep. What we gonna read? Ooh, so hot. The thing that I'm reading. Whoosh. Ow.
I'm doing the thing. What are we reading today? What are you?
I'm bloody. You know what? I mentioned this a few weeks ago, but I'm bloody loving Westworld.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Should we
Twists
talk-
and turns, Mason.
Twists and turns.
I don't know if we can spoil it. Maybe we'll do an episode on it. We'll talk
Yeah.
about it in depth.
I think that a lot of stuff because I look, there's twists, there's turns, there's a narrative of like I've done my best to not be spoiled by anything. If somebody tweets, "Oh, what's the deal with Arnold? What's the theory about this guy?"
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to watch it. I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
So it took me like 7 episodes to realize they're doing a weird narrative device that I think everybody else picked up by about episode 3.
Right, sure.
But it was like there's like a costume cue in episode 7 where I'm like, oh my god, that's the guy.
A costume cue.
Well, like, we can't talk about it without spoiling it.
Okay.
Should we do brief spoilers for Westworld?
Brief spoilers.
Yep.
Yeah. I'll mark it below if you want to skip ahead.
Nice. Okay. So, brief spoilers for Westworld. In episode 7, because we've got in the show, we've got William, played by one of the McPoyle brothers.
Yes.
From Always Sunny.
He's never looked better.
I know, right? He looks great. But in it, he always wears like a burgundy checked shirt.
Yeah.
And in episode 7, he has like the romance with Dolores.
Yeah.
And then when they wake up, he's wearing like a collarless grey shirt with like a pleat on the front. And I'm like, why is he wearing the Man in Black shirt? Oh, because he's the Man in Black.
Oh, you think that's the case?
I think that's the case, yeah.
Ah, okay.
I'm like, oh, they're not taking place at the same time. And then I went back and I looked at some of the theories, and it turns out everybody figured that out.
yes.
like
I
many
think
weeks
we even talked about
Did
it
we?
briefly.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, cool.
Yeah. And did you pick that Arnold was also a robot?
Wait, Arnold or Bernard?
Bernard, sorry.
No, that was spoiled for me beforehand.
Oh, great.
Yeah, I
Thanks, whoever did that.
Yeah. It was somebody making a joke on bloody Twitter.
You got to get in quick, mate.
I know, you gotta
I
get in
stay
real
off,
quick.
I stay off Twitter and everything before I watch them.
Who else do you think's a robot?
Anyone with a backstory or a memory.
right?
Because I kind of, when they were, at the start of the episode, when they were, well, first of all, I'm like, one of these motherfuckers is a robot. At least one.
Oh, somebody on staff.
Yeah, definitely.
Uh-huh.
Maybe it's that Hemsworth, but he's not doing much.
No.
One of them definitely is. And then at the start when they're like, oh, my son's dying, I'm like,
Tragic
okay,
backstory.
Yeah.
Inexplicably tragic backstory.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's a couple of theories.
Yeah.
Here's a couple of thoughts I've had.
Yeah.
They're all conflicting. So either Bernard is Ford's version of Arnold.
Yeah, sure.
Like Arnold was killed in the park.
Yep.
And then Ford has rebuilt him as this guy.
Yeah, sure.
That's which is why he has that inexplicably tragic backstory.
Right.
Because maybe Arnold had a kid.
Well,
The
Arnold,
kid-
kind of lost his humanity through something happening.
and then the kid died, so he goes to the park and he dies.
Yeah.
And so Ford has rebuilt him.
Yeah.
Here's another theory. It's the Tron Legacy theory. Arnold.
There's two Tron. There's two Arnolds. Arnold's alive. There's two Arnolds. Robot Arnold and real Arnold.
No, Arnold's dead.
Yeah.
Arnold's still dead. Arnold built Ford.
Yeah.
And then Ford and Arnold built Westworld together.
Arnold. So Ford's a robot.
Ford's a robot as well.
But he ages.
We
This
don't
is
know that he does
well,
that.
that's true. No, we saw him young. Remember?
New body.
Yeah, sure. Swap him out.
Swap him out. He's
Yeah.
got the bodybuilding machine.
He does have the body.
Not the bodybuilding machine.
Yeah, he's got a
bodybuilding.
rack, mate, that he can
Yeah.
do chin-ups on.
That's look. My feeling is, well, I think Ford's ultimate plan is because he's willing to kill people to
Apparently.
stay in Westworld.
Yeah.
Which suggests to me that he has got some sort of plan involving maybe replacing humanity as a whole with robots or something.
Right,
Because
okay,
he's
sure.
like, robots don't feel sad. They don't feel.
But also they
anything.
do.
Yeah, I know, right?
And I don't think he even believes that.
Yeah,
I think
okay.
that was just stuff that he told, not Arnold, the other bloke.
Bernard. Yeah.
Too close. The names
Yeah,
are too
right.
close.
Yeah.
Just to,
That's why Arnold Bernard could be the same person.
yeah.
Yeah.
So he wouldn't suspect that he himself was. Because he's like, don't talk to him too much. Don't talk to him like they're real.
Right,
just,
right,
Just ease up, yeah.
I guess that's true.
But I don't think he actually thinks that.
Yeah.
Or maybe I don't doubt that he doesn't really value them as people.
Yep.
But I just think, I think he knows that they're smarter than they are. Also, you can get him to punch someone in the head and kill him.
It's very true, yeah. But I feel also maybe because Ford has like power over the park that nobody else does. Like everybody
Yeah.
else has to be like, analysis, stop your motor functions or whatever, but he
Yeah.
can just wave his hand and they.
Yeah.
So if he's also not real, maybe that's my thought. Also, yeah, William and the Man in Black
Yeah.
makes perfect sense when you think about it.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
Because
He had to pick the hats at the start and he chose a white hat.
But now he's
the black hat, yeah.
Also, he's a very powerful man, and obviously he's gone through the ranks of this company to.
Yeah.
And they've kind of got similar bone structure a little bit.
I guess that's true, yeah.
If you had to go down that road. Anyway, spoiler was over.
Wait, one more thing. Oh yeah, because bloody Clifton Collins' character. Like, you know the guy that, the Man in Black, like he kills his family and he puts a noose around his neck
Yes,
and he drags
yes.
him about.
Yeah.
And then that guy's killed.
And then he
you see him
reappears.
again and
Yeah.
you're like, initially I'm like, well,
They repurpose them.
yeah, but no, it's him in the past.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
It's bloody, if that is true, and I think it kind of is, that is, because it's bloody Jonathan Nolan.
Yeah.
Memento guy.
Yeah.
Good work. Like the idea that we all think that's happening at the same time,
Yeah.
but it's because the hosts don't age.
Do you not mind that this is the thing that people have guessed if it's true?
No, I don't mind if that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, we've only got like 3
Everybody
episodes.
guesses everything now.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
think
that.
there's only about 3 episodes left.
Yeah,
So
sure.
yeah, I think they'll reveal it by 9 or 10.
Yeah,
if it's
I
if it's a
agree, yeah.
non-linear narrative, I think they'll reveal it by
Yeah.
the last episode probably.
I don't disagree, Mason.
Also, do you think we're going to see other worlds?
I want to, yes. Yes. I think every season should be a different world.
Ooh.
Nah, maybe not.
Yeah.
Just do this one first.
Anyway, I'm bloody loving Westworld.
Great. Well, what I'm watching, Mason, end of spoilers.
Yes.
I read the entire Vision run.
Oh yeah.
Have you read that? Where
No,
he's-
but it's all about family.
It is, where he builds his own family.
Yeah.
Because he just wants to fit in and kind of study humanity and just be like a regular person in the burbs with his family. And you think it's going to become this good fun time of robots kind of misunderstanding human emotions. And there's a bit of that.
Yep.
But it's incredibly like heartfelt and tragic and like then there's the miscommunications lead to incredibly terrible things that are happening to the Visions and the people around them and that spirals into events that that affect the future and then the Avengers get drawn.
They went to
into the
buy a
whole
Christmas tree, but there were no Christmas trees left in the lot. That kind of thing.
that kind of thing,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
But
what
you
I
know,
thought,
and someone gets shot in the head or whatever.
Oh
you
yeah,
know what I mean?
great, sure. Mhm.
So look, if you
Bang,
haven't, if you haven't read it, I would say, definitely,
Great.
definitely. I mean, everybody knows it. Everybody
Yep.
knows it's good. Everybody's been talking about how fantastic this run is, and it
Or
is.
beasts.
Or beasts. They've been saying it's so beasts.
Beasts.
But no, it's well worth checking out. Just before we, unless you've got another what to be reading,
Nope. Westworld, man.
do you
It's
know-
blowing my mind,
it's blowing
man.
your mind. Do you know Impromptunes? You know them.
Yeah, I know those guys.
It's an impromptu musical. That show that runs in Melbourne and also around the world. They take it on the road. They're both mutual friends of ours, obviously, and they're starting up a podcast. They're going to get it going. Where basically, do you want to explain the concept, or I can do it.
Which part? The idea of impromptu.
Yes.
They're an improv group and they make up a bloody musical every.
Someone. Sorry, I shouldn't have asked you to do it, then jumped on you immediately.
Let's explain improv.
Sure. They're an improv group, and at the start of the show, they say, yell out a word or a topic, and then they build a musical around it for about 45 minutes. And I've seen it twice, and it was completely different. You've seen it a few times,
Couple of times, sure.
And it's always different and always amazing.
Yeah.
And it's because there's a guy who's improvising on the piano, and then singers, and it's incredible. Anyway, they're building a podcast around this concept, but they want to get some topics to start off with.
Okay.
So if people can tweet the hashtag Impromptunes, IMPROM. Start that again. IMPROMP tunes, TUNES,
Yep.
one word, and tweet it to one of us. They're going to pick one at random, or we're going to email them one at random, and then they're going to make it up on the spot.
Great, that sounds good.
And give this bloody podcast thing a
Okay.
go.
My go-to improv suggestion is always speedboat,
Right.
regardless of what they ask. If they're like, "What's a place you'd go on vacation?" I'm like, "Speedboat." What's the name of fruit? Speedboat. No matter what, I have a really good time at improv shows. I don't
Just
know.
ruining their fun.
Just ruining fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Good stuff. So maybe don't do speedboat hundreds of times.
Or do speedboat hundreds of times. Maybe a real suggestion and also speedboat.
Sure.
See how that goes.
Yeah. And they'll pick one on the day, like literally seconds before they do it, and we'll see how that goes.
Oh, yeah, nice. Pretty good.
I'd imagine it'd be pretty good. New segment, Mason. Next segment, hot stuff.
Whoosh. Letters. Whoosh.
The classic one was letters, oh letters, we love you. Some letters, they're only a day away. Hang on, they're here right now. We're gonna do letters.
Let me get out the mailbag. Oh, it's so hot. Whoosh.
Was I clear enough on that impromptu? How that all works?
Yeah, sure.
Cool. All right. Because I don't want people to be like, what? Because
It's an improvised podcast. People get it.
I think they're incredible what they do, and I think it'd be cool.
God, why don't you marry them all? You love them so
Maybe I
much.
will, mate. There's a whole lot of them. I'll have my pick. It's fine. Okay, this is from Nick S on Twitter. If you want to reach the show, hashtag Weekly Planet Pod. We'll read some of them out, won't we, Mason?
Yes, we will.
So hot.
Probably 3.
Yes.
Here's number 1. Whoosh.
Do you think the DC?
It's like, hey, it's Saturday in here. So many whip cracks.
Do you think the DCEU movies could get better over time? E.g., Justice League might explain the Flash cameo from BVS. So when they mean get better over time, do you think he means like integrate more of things that kind of happened in the past, or just get better as films?
I hope they just get better as films.
Yeah, I think they will get better as films.
I think maybe the question here, if we're talking about this Flash thing, maybe the question is, do we think as the more movies are released, it will explain more of the things that have happened in the previous movies that are no good?
Right.
So, for example, in the next movie, it might reveal why Flash came out of the TV that time.
What?
Remember he came out of the TV?
No.
He came out of Bruce Wayne's TV.
Oh, he did too. Yeah. Wow, I completely forgot about that. Oh, speaking of extended cuts of things,
Yes.
the Suicide Squad extended cuts out. Apparently, it's no good. It adds nothing of importance. We'll do a commentary on it.
More people sitting in a middle of a city square waving their swords
Apparently,
and their fists
yeah.
about. Great. Fantastic.
Apparently, there's not really that much more Joker. Do you know why? I just think what happened, and I said this in the video I did, which I won't link below, on deleted scenes and whatnot. I think they just went, Jared Leto, just pinwheel, just go for it, just fly free with the Joker. And then he did it, and then they went, you know what, none of this makes sense. We can't use any of it. Because there's no narrative to this. He's just being crazy.
Yep. He's just getting up in people's faces and...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Twitching. So I think that's what, and so, but also we'll probably get as you said, the Joker was wild.
Joker's Wild Edition, exactly, where we just get all the Joker footage, and that's because they want to make us pay for a third edition. Well, guess what? I'm not paying for a third edition. What do you reckon about that, James?
Look, I'm against it, but that's obviously you're your own person.
Thank you.
Yeah. Second letter from.
Oh, well, speaking of extended cuts, Jeff Bell at Random Bell on Twitter. We mentioned last week a recut of Batman v Superman, like a trimmed down version. He apparently did one for fun a few months ago. 90 minutes from the Ultimate Edition's 180. Batman kills no one. Superman less mopey, Lex less weird.
All right then.
Jeff, if you get back to us, how did you get around the gas grenade at the end in the fight?
Just don't put it in.
Just don't put it in, I guess.
Imagine,
I don't know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a shame because I like the idea of the grenade, but
yeah, right. How would he fall for it twice? Let's
Anyway.
never speak about it again.
Also, I thought you meant the other grenade for a second, where he kills the people with the grenade.
Oh yeah.
Just edit that out as well.
Just edit it out. I
Okay,
guess, yeah.
this is from Tony Washbourne. So the 50th anniversary of Star Trek came and went without any
Tony
notice.
Washboard abs.
Yeah, I bet. Without any notice from Paramount. Maybe you guys should do a show on it.
Oh yeah.
I like Star Trek. I haven't seen enough of it. I should watch the original series,
Yeah.
and then maybe we could talk about it at some point.
Okay.
What are you
going to watch the whole
Maybe, yeah.
the whole original
Yeah,
series?
maybe. It's on Netflix.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. More than one person I know, I'll have a chat with them and they'll be like, I'm like, what are you watching lately? And they'll be like, I've been watching Star Trek. And I'm like, oh yeah. And they're like, I got through all the original series and Next Generation and Deep Space Nine and now I'm on a Voyager. And I'm like, that's a lot of
Crap.
Yeah.
No, there's a lot of good stuff in there, though, isn't there, probably?
There's some good stuff. Yeah. It's a lot of good concepts.
No, I absolutely think there are. Star Trek's pretty good, isn't it?
Isn't it, though?
I like what they're doing with it at the moment. There's a spider on your microphone.
I know.
I saw it walk up towards you. I followed it the whole way up. It's been creeping towards you for about 10 minutes.
On the microphone stand?
Yes.
Wow.
I didn't say anything because I didn't want to spook you.
Wow, this is the way I'm going to go, is it?
Yeah.
It's either this or I guess this chair that I've been on for many years is going to finally go into that acid.
You know what's funny about Star Trek, though? Nobody cares on YouTube about it. Any video that I've done,
Yeah.
it doesn't really get a lot of traction.
Okay.
Especially this year, and I think it's because Star Wars is back.
Yeah.
We talked about this before. Which is a shame because Beyond was amazing.
Right.
It might be my favourite blockbuster of the year.
Wow.
We'll get to that in
Yeah.
that particular episode. Anyway, sure, we'll do a Star Trek one at some
Yeah,
point.
nice. Let's do it.
Some Scott Booth. Wash Booth abs.
Yeah, nice.
Do you think we'll ever get a decent incarnation of Doctor Doom on the big screen?
God, we have to eventually, right?
In all time and space.
It's got to have to. Yeah, surely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your ideal version? Julian McMahon?
No. Maybe.
They got the suit right, sort
yeah,
of. didn't
eventually.
they?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
I just don't give him an origin.
Don't make him a hacker.
Don't make him a hacker. Don't make him. Just have him as the. You know what? I think we've gone way beyond. He needs an origin at this point.
Yeah.
Maybe mention it in passing.
Dogs. It's spring. The dog's sneezing away, mate. Cut us some slack. You're right, dog.
Just put him as the ruler of Latveria. Give him the suit. Give him the magic powers. Give him a little Luger on his belt.
Yeah, man. Allude to a relationship he had with like the Fantastic Four prior. Like they knew each other.
Yep.
Don't need to see another origin for any of that. We've seen 2 Fantastic Four origins, 3 if you count the Roger Corman one, which I haven't seen, so I can't count it because I haven't seen it.
Plus probably the cartoon origin.
Yeah.
Plus the cartoon origin where the Human Torch isn't in it because they feared kids would set themselves on fire, so it was a robot.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we will. I think Marvel will get them back because Fox are just like, what are we going to do with this?
Yeah.
We've already ruined it
Look,
twice.
tell you what, we've moved on from we've done big swarm of robots.
Yep.
We've done it's just a guy as the villain.
Yep.
We're going to big swarms of cloud CGI swooping around the city.
Yep.
Once we're done with that, I think we can just go back to comic accurate villains.
We're
Just
here
make
now.
Doom to look like Doom.
Yeah. He's got all sorts of technology in his suit.
Yep.
He can fly about. He's got a great cloak.
Yep. Great.
He fought Luke Cage that one time.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Yeah. That's the show,
Got a
Mason.
nice little money clip.
Yes,
Peel
he
off some
does.
cash to give Luke
I like
Cage.
how he keeps American dollars on
Right?
it.
Yeah.
Well, he's a man of the world. Mm-hmm. Much like myself in that way, Mason.
Oh.
We both travelled.
Oh God.
That the show?
I think that's the show. I think we did the
Yeah,
show.
I got to go to my parents' house. It's their wedding anniversary.
Great. I'll see you at your parents' house.
You're
where
not
we
invited.
celebrate
You're definitely not invited.
Oh wow. No, good. I don't want to be there.
Yeah. Where are you off to?
I'm going to work.
Oh, that's good too.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
That's fine.
Look, we both have terrible things we don't want to go to.
Right.
Not true. I love going to my parents. Food, man. They're just like, here's a bunch of food. And then my family's there. It's good stuff.
And you get to ignore your family and eat the food.
You know
Love
it, mate. Yeah. Okay.
Sounds totally beasts. That's getting off the ground.
It's definitely not.
No, we're
But
doing
what would you consider, where would you say people could find us?
Ah,
Mason?
nice. You did the air quotes.
Yeah.
You can find us Weekly Planet Pod. He's doing it. It's unpleasant. It's very unpleasant to look at, but it's fun to do. Try it out, guys. Try it out. It's so good. You can find us on Weekly Planet Pod on Facebook and Twitter and Gmail and Bandcamp. We've got the audio commentaries. I'm at Wikipedia Brown on Twitter.
I'm at Mr. Sunday Movies.
Let's see if you want to help keep the bloody lights on in the man cave
I just
here.
realised that you are covered in dog hair.
Oh yeah,
It's the
wow.
white t-shirt.
Oh well, that's all right.
Sorry, my fault. Go on.
It was due for a wash. Anyway, well, if you want to help keep the lights on and keep my bloody dry cleaning bill, pay for that because I'm bloody covered in dog hair.
Yeah.
You can go to patreon.com/Mr. Sunday Movies.
Yep.
If you want to contribute $1 a month or whatever, you can go to our Amazon affiliate link, which is in the episode description.
Correct.
Just click on that and buy some stuff you're going to buy anyway to Amazon.
Yeah.
And then we get a kickback somehow. Who's to say?
Who is to say?
Don't
I
know.
cashed those checks, by the way.
bless.
I went to the bank.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hopefully the currency
And
markets don't take a dive.
And again, I lied about what I do because they're just like, why do you have these? Do you live in America? I'm like, no. And they're like, what do you do? And I'm like, I'm a video editor. And they're like, okay.
Nice.
So, like,
Technically not a lie.
not a lie, but
Yeah.
like, I just want to, what am I going to be like? Well, I have a YouTube channel, which
Yeah.
you would hate.
Oh, what's it about? I don't want to tell you what it's about.
I have a podcast, which you would also hate. I also
I don't know. Spread the word, man. No, it's about movies and video games and comic books. You'd love it, lady.
Yeah. Oh, God.
What are we talking about?
Anyway, she was very nice, but anyway,
Nice.
go on. Yeah.
We've got some teas on tpublic.com. Our friend Matt Young has just
Yeah,
come up
man.
with a new one.
Rick
It's a
and
Rick and
Morty
Morty
one,
theme. It's
yeah.
fantastic. Our friends Golden Legend and Fergal Quigley, they've got some great
Totally.
teas up there that are real good.
Real good.
What else? You can follow The Weekly Planet.
Yep.
That's Robert Collins, the best weekly planeter.
Yeah, he is.
Planeteer.
He might just be,
Best
Mason.
guy.
Well, third to us, obviously.
Yeah, third to
Or maybe
us.
second to me.
It's got me right there where it counts. What else? What else do we forget? Thank you to the Bruton and Basilisk and Rackham for all our theme songs.
Caravan of Garbage this Thursday. Get on
New
it.
ones.
Eric Chen is doing the animations. Ben's doing the bloody editing.
Filthy
It's gonna look
Casuals.
great.
Listen to those guys.
Yep.
We said we'd get more listeners. We're going to look like right pricks if we don't.
Yeah, I know, right?
Mm-hmm.
So don't make us liars. Yeah. But it is a good show.
Yeah,
I do
right.
listen to it every week. That's
Is that it, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next week? No idea.
No idea. We'll think of something.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, no. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Cut to next week, guys. We didn't think of anything.
Look, we just zoned out for a bit. Now we're back. We don't know.
Yeah.
No, any topic suggestions you want to shoot our way? We're happy to do it.
Nice.
There is something lined up. I can't remember what it is. I have to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
Nice.
thank you for listening.
Thanks. Grab that gem, you guys. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Stop it.
Bye.
Checking how much time. I think that's long enough, Mason.
Boy!
People prefer it when they go longer.
That's true.
But what do you
are
do
we up to now?
It's around hour 30, maybe
That's
a bit
pretty
under.
good. It's a solid amount of
Yeah,
time.
what do you want from us?
How long's your bloody commute? What are you going to Mars?
Yeah, what are you going to Mars, you
What are
dickhead?
what are you going to Skull Island?
What are you going to Skull Island?
You need a little playlist for
Do you need a playlist for where you're going?
Stop copying me.
Why don't you get your playlist, you dickhead?
Wait, hey,
This is why we cut it short. We
Hey,
run it.
yeah. Hey, I'm James, Mr. Sunday Movies, who ate all my Paschetti. Now copy that.
Ah, you son of a gun.
Grab that, Jimmy, guys. Bye.